Hey diabetes, it's me again. This week I want to talk to you about like nutrition and health and how a lot of people, they don't really understand, like a lot of people don't know sort of the correct information, like in terms of what you should be eating and when you should be eating and like how that works with your insulin and stuff. It's kind of messy. This is my room right now. It's a little messy, but this is what we got. My boyfriend and his friend are taking over the living room, so we're stuck here right now. Hey kitty, come here. Come say hi. Rocky. It's my kitty. Come here, baby. He doesn't want to say hi right now. Anyway, so I want to talk about specifically, like, the reason that I thought about talking about this is because I had a biology class today, and we're like right near the end of the term or whatever, so we're talking about like diet and nutrition. That's like the last like unit in the course, right? So we're talking about diet and nutrition, and my teacher is up there like saying all kinds of stuff that's not true. He's like, oh, McDonald's is healthy and Starbucks is healthy and like Tim Hortons is healthy and all this stuff, and I'm sitting there like, are you stupid? Like, you've got to be kidding me, right? Hey baby, come say hi. Oh my god, you suck. So he's like sitting up there saying that all this stuff is healthy, and I'm like, okay, you don't know what you're talking about. And he's like, well, what do you mean? And I'm like, well, I'm a type 1 diabetic. Like, I've spent most of my life talking to dietitians and like doctors, and like since I was 5, like trying to learn about this stuff. Like, you can't eat those kinds of foods because they're all like high fat, high carb. Like, they're all like, it's not good for you, right? So anyway, he's like, well, what do you mean? I'm like, okay, well, with insulin, like, it doesn't matter if you have diabetes or not, fat draws out, like, it draws out how quick your body processes insulin. So, like, if I have like McDonald's breakfast and I get, I don't know, like an egg McMuffin and a hash brown. First of all, there's so much fat in hash browns, and the only reason I know is because I worked at McDonald's and I made all that food. Like, I know how bad all that food is. Like, squirt butter on the English muffins, and like the hash browns are fried, obviously, so they're full of fat and whatever. So anyway, let's say I eat like McDonald's breakfast and then I take insulin, like my sugar is going to stay spiked for like 3 or 4 hours before anything happens. And like most people eat like every couple of hours. Like, I know I eat like every 2.5 hours, because I'll have like breakfast, AM snack, lunch, PM snack, dinner, bedtime snack, and then I'll go to bed. Of course, like, at bedtime I don't eat a lot. Like, I might have like a cup of tea and like some almonds or something, but like, that's not really that big. But still, like if you're eating like more frequently than like every 4 or 5 hours, like, your insulin needs to be able to react like quicker than every like 5, right? So I'm trying to explain that to him, and he's just like telling me I'm wrong and I don't know what I'm talking about. Like, sir, I have like 14 years experience of this. Like, like a personal experience. So anyway, I just want to talk about that today, because a lot of people don't really know. So now you know, fat like lengthens the amount of time it takes you to process your insulin, which really sucks if you want to eat high fat stuff, because there is a lot of high fat stuff that's really great. Even like healthy fats, like avocado, which is like my all-time favorite thing. You know what's super good? Is if you take an avocado, you put it in a frying pan, and you put an egg in like the little circle, you know where the pit is? Put an egg in there, and you put like the lid on top, and it cooks the top of the egg, and it's like roasted eggy avocado goodness. It's so good. You should try it. It's really good. And it has like almost no carbs, because avocado doesn't have a lot of carbs and eggs don't at all. So there's that. Two, I also want to talk about too, like, I don't know, like, I see a lot of people, especially posting on the Facebook group, they're like, oh, you know, like, how many times a week do you eat out, and like, some people said, like, almost every day. I'm like, oh my god, like, you eat out every day, like, that must be hard, like, counting carbs and whatever. And then someone else commented that they don't count carbs, and I'm like, oh my god, like, you need to count your carbs. Like, you need to count your carbs and figure out your insulin, because if you don't, you're just going to be, like, pumping units that you're just guessing. Like, you can't just guess, right? Like, I know, a lot of people said, well, I have like years of experience and I know how much carbs is in this, how much carbs is in that. And I, like, that's true. I do that too. Like, there's tons of things that I look at it and I'm like, okay, this looks like it could be, like, for example, an apple. Like, to figure out the amount of carbs in an apple, you weigh it and you multiply it by 0.12, and then it'll give you the exact amount of carbs in that apple. But if I look at an apple, like a medium-sized apple, it's like 16 grams of carbs. It's like 16 carbs. And I know that just from practice, from having diabetes for however many years, right? So, I don't know, like I guess sometimes I do it too. I try not to. Like, I have a pocket scale, I have like a regular kitchen scale, and then like if I'm going to eat something, I could just put on a scale and weigh it. Or what I do too is like, because I go to school and I go to work, so I have to like pack lunches and dinners, so I'll like cook everything or make everything and prepare it and then put it in containers, and then I'll write the grams on top. Like, I'll write, like, if I'm going to have sweet potato french fries, I'll be like, okay, there's like 100 grams of sweet potato french. That's not a lot. I'd have way more than that. But like 100 grams of sweet potato french fries, which I'd bake, just so you know. And then I put it in the fridge, and then I have this app called Calorie King, which is super cool. Oh my god. Where's my phone, actually? I'll have to show it to you. I don't know where my cell phone is. I'll show you next week. Anyways, it's this app, and it's called Calorie King, and it basically has, like, all of the nutritional information of, like, every food ever invented, ever. Like, it's really great. It's awesome. So I'll just, whenever I go to eat the french fries, I'll just, like, scroll sweet potato, click on it, and you can put in however many grams, and it'll give you all of the information. So it's super sweet, and then I just, like, put that in and take my insulin or whatever. So, yeah, so that's pretty awesome. I recommend that app. Same with, I also read on the group, too, it's like, oh, does coffee affect your diabetes or not? And some people said yes. For me, personally, no. Like, I like to drink coffee, like, first thing in the morning, like, when I have an early class. Like, I'll drink a cup of coffee. I don't put a lot in it, though. I put milk in it, and I drink it. It's just milk and, or almond milk, sorry. Like, I put almond milk in it and drink it, and it's really, really good. But that's it. I don't know, like, this is, I don't know, it's really concerning, like, especially when, like, I go in the group and I read about some of the things that people are eating or some of the things they don't like. Like, oh my god, I read this one comment about somebody who said that they didn't like any vegetables and they only liked, like, potatoes, bread, and red meat. I was like, oh my gosh, like, you have to get your vitamins in. And the reason being, like, okay, diabetes, we're going to include diabetes in this. First of all, diabetic or not, like, you need your vitamins and minerals. Like, you need them. It's important. So, you need to try your best to get your vitamins and minerals. Including the diabetes, your body is a system. Like, your whole body is a system. Everything is connected. So, if you don't get enough nutrients into your body can't react properly. It can't absorb your insulin correctly. It can't digest your food correctly. Like, you have to get your vitamins in. Because if you don't, like, your body's not going to respond the way it's supposed to. So that's really important for diabetics, because if you don't get all of your nutrients in, then you can't absorb your insulin correctly. And you need to absorb your insulin in order to eat. Like, you have to eat. So, like, you need, like, I don't know, one way that I like to do it is, like, juicing. And not, like, juice fasting. I don't do juice fast. You need fiber. Like, if you juice fast, that's the dumbest thing you can do, because you need the fiber. The fiber is, like, is for your digestion. So, like, I don't know, like, let's say I want, like, I need to get some greens in. So you just make, like, fresh orange juice. Or you just take store-bought orange juice, whatever, and then juice, like, I don't know, like, an entire stalk of celery. First of all, the amount of juice you'll get out of an entire stalk of celery isn't that much. Like, maybe a cup, and then you mix it with the orange juice and you drink it. Like, you can't even taste it. It's really good. And then you get it all in. Another way, too, is I use, like, vitamin supplements and not, like, pills. Like, it's like these jars. They're, like, this big. And one's called Phytoberry and one's called Greens. And basically it's, like, all the fruit and all of the green vegetables you need in one day, and you just mix it up in, like, one of those shaker cups and you drink it, like a protein shake, but it's not protein, it's just, like, vitamins and minerals. So I do that. whenever, like, if I don't have fresh fruit in the house or fresh food in the house, which sometimes happens because, like, I'm a student and I work at Tim Hortons, like, I don't make that much money, right? So sometimes I kind of have to resort to that too, but yeah, like, you need to get your vitamins in. Like, that's so important, like, crucially important. So even if you don't like them, like, you're gonna grow to like them. But you have to move away from those other, like, all starch, all fat, all carb foods. Like, you need to move slowly towards something that, hi, Katie, what are you doing? That you're gonna eventually like. You'll eventually like them. But yeah, you have to grow to it, honestly. Another thing, too, is, like, drinking lots and lots of water. Like, I'm really bad for this. I don't drink as much water as I should, but I think that's, like, more because I'm busy. Like, I have a lot going on. Like, I'm trying to do school. I'm trying to, you know, work, and this is my first place. Like, me and my boyfriend and our best friend have this apartment together, and this is our first ever on our own, so we're kind of, you know, taking a shot in the dark, right? So we're kind of just getting used to what it's like to be by ourselves, and, you know, like, there's rough times and there's good times, and I have a lot of help from my parents and, well, my dad, my mom sometimes too, but more my dad, and my sister and everything, so it's tough. Like, it's tough to try to balance everything, especially with diabetes too, because, you know, you have to put your health first. And that's another thing too, like, putting your health first. Like, I read another comment on the group, and it they were talking about how they're not going to let diabetes run their life, and that's why they don't measure their stuff. They just guesstimate with carbs, or they guesstimate with insulin or whatever. And I was like, okay, measuring your carbs and counting your insulin and all of that, recording everything properly, that's not letting diabetes run your life. Okay? That's running your life with diabetes. Yes, it sucks that we have this, and it's tough, but you need to do it. Like, you need to do it. It's your health. Like, this is the one chance that you have on this earth, and you have to make it as amazing as possible. And you can eat all the kinds of shit and crap you want now and not worry about your diabetes, but you're going to be 50 with no feet and blind because you didn't take care of your diabetes when you were young, when you could have. Now, me personally, I would like to be able to see when I'm 55, 60. That's something that I would like to do. Stop that. Come here. That is something I would like to do. I'd like to be able to see my kids and my grandkids and maybe even great-grandkids if I'll make it that far. You know, like, I want to have that opportunity, and I'm not going to be able to do that if I don't take care of myself right now. Stop it. Sorry, my cat's trying to jump up on my laptop. Come here. Hey, stop it. No. Stop it. So, you know what? Yes, it does suck, and you want to live your life and do whatever the way you want to do it. That's fine. You need to put your health first and put your body first and think about that. So, I know this is kind of a rant video because I did this kind of last minute. I'm like, I don't know, I'm like experimenting with some like editing programs and stuff, and with my phone, and trying to figure it all out. It's really hard because we're going into exam time right now, so I'm trying to like study for exams and you know, do these videos and like keep everything, you know, in line, and that's really difficult right now. So anyway, so this is the video for right now. It's a bit of a rant, but let me know what you think. Subscribe to my channel. I love talking to you guys. Send me messages. Let me know how you're doing. If you're a diabetic, like, and you're not on the group, get on the Facebook group. It's called You Know You're Diabetic When. I'll be on there. I'm the Embrace Your Beaties girl. So have a great night. Embrace your beaties, and I will see you guys next week.